What happens when a high-speed arcade racer stops playing it safe and starts throwing you into different worlds mid-race, forcing you to adapt on the fly while every second still matters? Sonic Racing CrossWorlds tries to push the series into new territory with dimension-shifting tracks, deep customization, and a much more unpredictable approach to arcade racing. This isn't just about speed anymore. It's about adapting to consistently changing tracks, managing items, building your setup, and trying to maintain control when everything around you is designed to disrupt it. After spending time with it, one thing becomes clear very quickly. This is a Sonic racer that wants chaos, variety, and constant movement, but that design philosophy doesn't always come without cost. So with that being said, let's break it down. The presentation in Sonic Racing CrossWorlds is one of the strongest aspects, with the visual style that is bright, fast, and constantly polished from start to finish. The graphics look impressive across the board, from detailed character models to highly distinct track environments. Each race location has its own clear identity, and the dimension-shifting mechanic adds a constant sense of variety as the world changes around you mid-race. It does a great job of selling the idea that you aren't just racing on one track, but constantly moving through different realities that each feels unique in tone and style. Sound design also holds up very well. Engine notes, drift sounds, item impacts, and general race feedback all have good weight behind them, which keeps moments of contact and competition feeling impactful. The music is another major highlight. It blends energy and variety really well, incorporating themes that match the different worlds you visit while always keeping the pace fast and driving forward. Performance on current hardware is also strong, with a stable 60 frames targeting that actually helps maintain responsiveness even when the screen is filled with effects, items, and full-on chaos. The gameplay in Sonic Racing CrossWorlds is built around one core idea. Nothing stays the same for long. The biggest mechanic is the CrossWorlds system. At the end of each lap, the leading racer picks a traveling ring that determines the next dimension for everyone. Once that choice is made, the track transforms completely. This creates races that never feel static. Even when you learn a course, it doesn't stay constant long enough to rely on memory alone. The vehicle's transformation also plays a big role in keeping things varied. One moment is a classic kart racing on land, the next you're gliding through air sections or navigating water-based segments depending on the dimension you're thrown into. The transitions are smooth and they help keep the flow of each race feeling fast and unpredictable. Drifting remains the core skill mechanic. Building boosts through clean drifts around corners is essential for maintaining speed and staying competitive, especially in higher difficulty races. When combined with boost management and air tricks, it creates a racing system that still rewards skill even in the middle of all the chaos. Customization goes surprisingly deep, with a large selection of vehicles and a wide range of gadgets. There are many ways to tailor performance to different playstyles. This allows for builds that focuses on speed, handling, defense, or more specific strategies depending on how you like to race. It also returns as a key part of the experience, with a large variety of offensive and defensive options that can turn a race around in seconds. On top of that, the character roster is one of the most expansive in the series, featuring a strong mix of return favorites and unlockable characters that adds the long-term appeal. There's also a full set of modes including Grand Prix, time trials, world matches, and custom matches, along with both local split screen and online cross-platform multiplayer. Overall, the game pushes a very clear identity: fast, chaotic, and constantly changing racing that prioritizes variety above anything else. Despite its energy and ambition, CrossWorlds have some clear balance and design issues that becomes more apparent over time. One of the biggest problems comes from the catch-up system. When races tighten up in the final stretch, items chaos can become extreme to the point where clean driving isn't always enough to secure a win. This can lead to situations where leading a perfect race still doesn't guarantee victory, simply because it's stacked items and last-minute disruption. Online play also has some technical inconsistencies. The sync issues can make item behavior feel unreliable at times, and certain weapon effects don't always register constantly between players. The gadget system, while deep, also contributes to balancing concerns. Some builds can feel overpowered or centralize certain strategies, reducing variety in high-level play. Progression can also feel slow. Unlocking character parts and other content requires a significant grind, which can make the early and mid-game feel more stressed out than necessary. Ranked play also adds another layer of frustration, as point loss can feel harsh even after a strong performance, especially in races heavily impacted by items. Track design also has some rough edges, with certain sections feeling overly tight and less responsive than others, particularly in water segments where control can feel less precise. There's also a noticeable emphasis on luck in some races, where item chaos can overshadow pure driving skill, making results feel less consistent than expected. Finally, some character presentation details like missing voice lines for certain additions to the roster can feel like an odd omission in otherwise feature-rich package, if that makes any sense. Sonic Racing CrossWorlds is a fast, colorful, and constant changing arcade racer that brings a lot of energy to the formula. Its strengths lie in its presentation, dimension-shifting track design, deep customization, and strong moment-to-moment gameplay flow. However, balance issues, online inconsistencies, and heavy reliance on item chaos hold it back from feeling fully refined. When everything is working, it delivers some of the most unpredictable and entertaining races in the series. For that, I give Sonic Racing CrossWorlds a 4 out of 5. And that wraps up the review. Thank you for watching. And for more gaming reviews, impressions, and breakdowns, you're in the right place. If you enjoyed this video, drop a like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more gaming content just like this here on the Gamer Section.